Hello dear students, I hope you all are fine. You all are doing well in your studies and your preparation is not affected by this pandemic. Students, just to enhance your learning and make learning more effective, we have introduced this course in which today we are going to start with one of the most important, logical and one of the most favorite topics of students, that is permutations and combinations. Now, as far as the weightage of this particular chapter is concerned, I must say that each year one question is being regularly asked, and that one question is going to fetch you 4 marks easily if your concepts are crystal clear and your thinking is logical. So, in all, this chapter is going to give you 4 marks in JEE mains exam. As far as the day-to-day life applications is concerned, I must say that this particular chapter is almost used in each and every part when it comes to counting. Basically, in this chapter, we learn some techniques, some basic techniques with the help of which we do counting without performing actual counting. Yes, you heard it right. We have to perform counting without actual counting. We have to do quicker calculations and come to the exact answer. For an example, once I was going to an ATM with one of my friends who had to withdraw some money from his bank account. But unfortunately, he forgot his 4-digit password. The only thing that he remembered, that first digit of his password was digit 9. That means his password started with number 9. Now he asked me that if he start guessing the password of his ATM, is he going to crack it or his card will get blocked? Immediately I replied that yes, your card will get blocked. In fact, there are higher chances that your card is going to get blocked because there are exactly 1000 different combinations of your password that is consisting of 4 digits and starting with the number 9. So he asked me, how did you calculate it so fast and so accurately that there is going to be exactly 1000 combinations corresponding to my password? So the answer lies in the chapter itself. So let's get started. Let's get indulged in counting and get started with the chapter permutations and combinations. So in permutations and combinations, the very first subtopic that we are going to understand is fundamental principle of counting. And fundamental principle of counting enables us to do counting even without performing the actual counting. Let me tell you how. Let me explain you the essence of understanding fundamental principle of counting. Suppose we have two vertical lines given by V1 and V2. Also, we have two horizontal lines given by H1 and H2. So in all, there are 4 lines, out of which 2 are horizontal and 2 vertical. Now, if someone asks you that find total number of points of intersection formed by these 4 lines. Alright, we have to find the total number of points of intersection formed by these 4 lines. So one can easily count over here that we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 points of intersection. So the answer is going to be how much? 4. Alright, now in this particular scenario, we have calculated or counted each and every point of intersection in order to arrive to the answer. But what happens when I increase the number of lines? The number of horizontal lines as well as the number of vertical lines. Suppose that we have 3 vertical lines, V1, V2 and V3, and we have 4 horizontal lines given by H1, H2, H3 and H4. Now, if I ask the same question, that find total number of points of intersection, in this particular scenario. So now I can directly tell you the answer, and the answer is going to be how much? Most of you must have calculated. The answer is 12. There will be total 12 points of intersection in this particular case or scenario present over here. Now one must have gone through the approach that they have calculated or counted each and every point of intersection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So in this way also we could have approached to get the total number of points of intersection. But how come can I directly approach to this answer, that is 12? You have to simply multiply two numbers, and those two numbers are 3 and 4. When you multiply 3 with 4, the answer is going to be 12. And why I have multiplied 3 and 4? Because I have 3 vertical lines and 4 horizontal lines. So this is the importance of understanding fundamental principle of counting, because it enables us to not do the tedious calculation, but in fact we are going to understand some basic techniques due to which we can do counting even without performing the actual counting, and we can directly arrive to the answer. Alright, I hope I have developed a curiosity among the students by this example. So let's get started with the principle itself. So the very first rule that we are going to study is addition rule in fundamental principle of counting. First we are going to study addition rule, then we are going to understand multiplication rule. Now before understanding addition rule, there are some prerequisites. Let me read them out for you. Let an event A occur in m different ways and another event B occur in n different ways. Then, so we have an event A, and event A can occur in how many different ways? M different ways. And another event B, which is occurring or happening in how many different ways? It is happening in n different ways. So now if we want to calculate the total number of different ways of happening exactly one of the events A and B, then the total number of different ways are going to be m plus n, which is simply the addition of number of ways over here and number of ways over here. And this can be extended to any number of events. Alright, so this is the definition of addition rule. Let me illustrate you the addition rule with the help of a suitable examples so that we can understand addition rule in detail. Suppose that I have a room, and in this room there are different doors. Alright, this is door number 1, this is door number 2, this is door number 3, door number 4 and door number 5. So in all, in this room, how many doors are there? There are 5 doors. Alright, now suppose that 𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆 is present in this room. Let me name her in short as KK. And suddenly, all of a sudden, Shakti Kapoor also arrives in this room. Let me name him in short as SK. Now, as you all must be knowing that Shakti Kapoor has mostly played negative roles in cinema. So, he is having that negative atmosphere in this room, due to which 𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆 gets scared and she decides to get out of this room. Alright, she has to get out of this room, so she has to make an exit. So the question is, in how many ways she can make an exit? Who she? She means KK, that is 𝕆𝕋𝔼𝕆. Alright, so I expect that most of you must have calculated the answer, and the answer is going to be, how many ways are there in which she can make an exit out of this room? Total number of ways are going to be 5. There are total 5 ways in which she can come out of this room. How? Because there are total 5 gates. So at one particular moment she must have chosen exactly one of these 5 gates, either door number 1, gates or door, one and the same thing, either door number 1 or door number 2 or door number 3 or door number 4 or door number 5. In order to make an exit, she must have chosen exactly one of these 5 doors. Alright, so I can write 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Why have I written 1 5 times? Because I am trying to say that this is the total number of ways in which she could come out of door 1. This is the total number of ways in which she could come out of door 2. This is the total number of ways in which she could come out of door 3. This is the total number of ways in which she could make an exit out of door 4, and this is the total number of ways in which she could come out of door 5. And in order to make an exit, she has to choose exactly one of these 5 doors or gates. Alright, so basically I have written number of options corresponding to each gate, and then I have added them. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and upon addition I can get answer equals to 5. So this is simply addition rule. The addition rule says that if there are different events that can happen in different number of ways, the total number of ways in which exactly one of the events can occur is going to be the addition of their respective number of ways. Alright, since here we had one option corresponding to each event, I have added these options in order to get the answer as 5. Now one could have not said that at the same time partially she can come out of door 1 and partially she can come out of door 2. This can never happen because she is Katrina Kaif, she is not Rajnikant. Anyways, jokes apart, she is a human being, and a human being cannot come out of the room at the same time by choosing 2 different gates. If she has to come out of this room, she has to choose exactly one of these 5 gates. And since we are interested in happening of the exactly one of the events, we are using which rule? Addition rule. Let's move to second rule, and the second rule is multiplication rule. Alright, let me read it out for you people. Now again the prerequisites are going to be same, that we have an event A which can happen in how many ways? It can happen in m different ways, and another event B which can happen or occur in how many ways? It can occur in n different ways. Alright, so what does multiplication rule say? Let's check out. That the total number of different ways, of simultaneous occurrence. Now these are the keywords: simultaneous occurrence of both events. Which both events? Event A as well as event B, in a definite order. Now this is an important keyword, that in multiplication rule order matters a lot. So in a definite order, if I am interested in calculating the total number of different ways of simultaneous occurrence of both the events, then this is possible in how many ways? M multiplied by n ways. So in multiplication rule we are going to multiply m with n. Alright, and this can be extended to any number of events. Now let me again explain you this rule also with the help of a suitable example. Now that Katrina Kaif is free from Shakti Kapoor. She has come out of this room, that room in which she was stuck. Alright, that we saw in addition rule. Now, since she is free, she wants to go from Mumbai to Delhi. Now what happens? 𝕆𝕋𝔍𝔼 is free to roam now. She wants to go from Mumbai to Delhi, but via Mathura. Why? Because she wants to pay her tribute to Lord Krishna. That thank God you saved me from Shakti Kapoor. So she decides to move from Mumbai to Delhi, but via Mathura. Alright, so let us consider that while going from Mumbai to Mathura, she has three options or three different number of ways out of which she can go from Mumbai to Mathura. And from Mathura to Delhi, let's say she has 5 different options or 5 different ways in which she can move from Mathura to Delhi. Let me name them. This is T1, this is T2, T3. Alright, this is W1, this is W2, this one is W3, this is W4, and last one is W5. Alright, so here T1, T2, T3 are different number of ways by which she can go from Mumbai to Mathura. So here we have 3 ways. Alright, and here W1, W2, W3, W4 and W5 are different number of ways in which she can choose to go from Mathura to Delhi. So in all, how many ways are there? Here are 5 ways. Alright, now how have you calculated this 3 and this 5? Using addition rule. Because if she has to go from Mumbai to Mathura, she has to choose exactly one of these 3 ways. And since we are saying that exactly one of these 3 ways are to be chosen, I am going to add 1 plus 1 plus 1, which gives us 3. And also, in order to go from Mathura to Delhi, she has to choose exactly one of these 5 ways. That is why I have added 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So we are getting over here 5 ways. Alright. Now so far we have used the addition rule. But the question that I am going to ask from you people is, find total number of ways in which KK moves from Mumbai to Delhi via Mathura. Alright, are you getting? The question says that now she has to move from Mumbai to Delhi but via Mathura. Alright, so let me consider that when she goes from Mumbai to Mathura, then I am naming this event as event A. And when she goes or moves from Mathura to Delhi, I am naming this event to be event B. Alright, now in order to move from Mumbai to Delhi, she has to first move from Mumbai to Mathura and she has to then move from Mathura to Delhi. It means that the simultaneous occurrence of event A and event B has to happen. So since simultaneous occurrence of these two events has to happen, we have to multiply the total number of ways among them. So event A was going to happen in 3 ways and event B can happen in how many ways? 5 ways. So in all, event A and event B all together can happen in how many ways? 3 multiplied by 5, that is 15 total number of different ways in which KK can move from Mumbai to Delhi via Mathura. Alright, so this is all about multiplication rule. Multiplication rule emphasizes on simultaneous occurrence of different events. Alright, and that is why we use the operator of multiplication in between their respective number of ways. Alright, so I hope you people must have understood this particular example, and through this example you are clear with the multiplication rule and also addition rule. Now this rule can also be extended to any number of events. What is the meaning of this sentence? The meaning of this sentence is that if I have an event A that can happen in m different ways, event B that can happen in n different ways, and suppose we have now event C that can happen in p different ways. So the total number of different ways in which A, B and C occur simultaneously. Now please make a note that I am saying A, B and C occur simultaneously. It means I have defined an order that first event A happens, then event B happens, and then event C happens. In this example also, in which KK was moving from Mumbai to Mathura and then Mathura to Delhi, we have defined the order. First event A is defined from Mumbai to Mathura, and the second event B is defined from Mathura to Delhi. So first event A has to happen and then event B has to happen. So the order also matters, and order has to be definite in multiplication rule. So what I was saying over here, that we have introduced another event C that can happen in p different ways. So the total number of different ways of simultaneous occurrence of A, B and C would be equal to simply m multiplied by n multiplied by p. Alright, here also I have used multiplication rule since we are interested in determining the simultaneous occurrence of events. Alright, so this can be extended to any number of events. If you have 4 events, just multiply the number of ways corresponding to them. If you have n number of events, just multiply the number of ways corresponding to them. Alright, so I hope you people have understood and are clear with both the rules of fundamental principle of counting, and those rules are addition rule and then we studied about multiplication rule. Let's move to next question. The next question is a very simpler one. It says a coin is tossed how many times? 3 times, and outcomes are recorded or observed. How many possible outcomes are there? Alright, so how many possible, total number of possible outcomes have been asked when a coin is tossed how many times? 3 times. Alright, so see, when you have tossed the coin for the very first time, how many outcomes are possible? Either there has to be a head as an outcome or a tail as an outcome. When you toss the coin for the second time, again the outcomes are going to be either a head or a tail. When you toss it for the third time, again the outcomes are going to be either a head or a tail. Alright, so exactly one of these two events are going to happen. Either head is going to occur or tail is going to occur. So if I ask you how many total number of ways are there, so there are 2 ways in which outcomes can be recorded. When I am going to toss it again, here also 2 outcomes and here also 2 outcomes. And now we are interested in finding the total number of outcomes. So we are basically interested in finding the simultaneous occurrence of event A, event B and event C. That is, first coin is tossed second time, and then coin is tossed third time. So for simultaneous occurrence we have to use here multiplication rule. So the net answer comes out to be 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 2 raised to the power 3, and this is 8. So total we are going to get 8 outcomes when a coin is tossed 3 times. So I hope you must have understood these examples, these questions and fundamental principle of counting. So this is it for this particular class, and we are going to continue in next class.